I hope everyone's doing well and safe. It's a late one from myself. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. People deluded. I'm back again. Are we all over the defeat to Aston Villa at this moment in time? You know what? The Mo Salah and JB Carragher things just taking football's talking points. It's nice to see people just leave my football club alone for once. That being said, and I'm gonna say this: said Jamie Carragher before this whole Salah stuff started, before the weekend came, before actually obviously we lost to Aston Villa. For years, you and everybody are not connected to my football club. Say what you want about my football club. You can't tell me we ain't got fight, we ain't got desire, we ain't got spine, we definitely got cojones, all that kind of jazz that they said we was lacking. Now I'm seeing articles about we're doing it too much. But skipping forward, the one thing I will say about the media, is you know what? I should start doing a series on the shamelessness because one minute we're another thing. One when we played entertaining football, we didn't get the results. We're getting the results. You got a problem. The old entertaining stuff. You got people actually. Jamie Carragher saying Arteta is not allowing Max Dowman to train up to change in the changing rooms because he's to let him know his place. Bearing in mind there's safeguarding laws. The new one that's got that they remix it and do these things day in day out. Yeah, I should actually start writing these things down and in May see what we come up with. But the one thing in relation to Arsenal and Aston Villa, I will say, how have they managed to make a talking point about my players' reactions to conceding that goal? Mikel Arteta, the players, every Arsenal fan I've at the stadium all around the world, we got back into the game. There's many talking points as to why we never got the 3 points. But at one point, got ourselves back in the game, made it 1-1, lost at the death. Bitter pill to swallow, anyways, conceding, in the manner we did. Normally, that's us doing the smash and grab thing. We've shown that for the last few years. But like the whole micro zooming in of my players, obviously, Raya probably looked the maddest to me. And I mean, like his reaction kind of strange. But Raya, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, the rest of them, pounding the floor and doing what you would do if you drop points. That's the latest one that they're spinning. But in relation to Arsenal, you lot know me. I do think too much is said of this rest stuff. And I've got a video coming out around Arsenal with injuries. Apparently, we've had 90. Some people say 95. The consensus is 93 injuries since 2023-24. So getting a video out for that. But I'm not a big fan of rotation for rotation's sake. Tomorrow you're gonna have to, innit? Tomorrow you're gonna have to. All the eggs have to go into the Wolves basket with the greatest of respect to the club breach gaffer. There's a big team coming into town. They did well against Barcelona. The sentiment around them isn't exactly positive because I think they've sacked their gaffer. We're gonna have to rotate. We're gonna have to rotate. We're gonna have to rest everyone. Well, if there's even something close to possible, people. Max Dowman's been injured, and you've seen him in the first team in a minute. Max Dowman, Saliba, Rice, Trossard. The list goes on top of the names not mentioned that couldn't be here. Apparently, Mikel Arteta has spoken about trophies and things of that ilk. So yeah, man, big up you lot tuned in. Smash the like button. That's my 2 pence essentially gone, really. What you lot saying in the comments, man? Appreciate you. Big up yourself, Bobby. Appreciate you, man. Fan from day one. Appreciate you lot, man, because we started on this and we've been on a couple platforms now. So without you lot, road to 100K, without you lot, it's dead, man. Hey, Big S, you're in the, hey. You lot, you know what? And I have to rate you as well because you're the only one, you and Rob, actually. What, you lot are not, like, show me your YouTube raps, man. Where, like, unless you know you did dirty, you ain't watched me enough in it. But yeah, man, Michael, appreciate you. As the man has said, road to 100K, smash the likes button. People, let me know your thoughts, man. I said, big up DG, aka Unks, not my uncle, but he's reached Unk status. Like, man, it is a late night thing. I think Teta should make changes. Play Wanyeri, Skelly, White, rest some players. I can't lie, man. I'm on that because again, I don't want to lose. I want to get back onto the winning run. You build momentum, all that kind of jazz. Obviously, we're basically through, but when you've got a perfect record like that in the Champions League, naturally you want to maintain it. And just in general, you want to be competitive. People are spending in a living crisis a whole heap of money to go to Belgium to go watch the game. Everybody's got, everyone's investing, whether it's financially, mentally, whatever. You want to put in a performance. You want to put in a performance for yourselves. Because if anything, the best thing you can do when you've lost, regardless of the context, is win immediately. And we are in that weird conundrum where clearly injuries are ruining their old heads. But it's like, it feels like half our team kind of need rest, half our team need minutes. You mesh them both in together. And yeah, you know what, people, yeah, it's fair to say. I know we lost against Villa, but we've done well in these runner games, but it has taken its toll. And you've got that weird mix of players ultimately just not at their sporting optimum right now. And it is mid-season now. Everybody could say that. As much as Arsenal and injuries is a big problem and things, and clearly there's something we need to look into again because we've brought in all these players. Injuries happen. It feels like what happened last season is happening kind of again. But if you look at the backdrop, it's not just an Arsenal issue. It's a footballing issue. Brighton are up there with us for injuries. Leeds this season are up there for us with injuries. Hamstring injuries year in, year out. Year on year, people, sorry, in the Premier League are up. Not to mention if we were to even do a deep dive into ACLs. So there's something greater to be said about the football calendar list. That's not changing. It's going to change. I'm lying to you lot. It's only going to get worse. More expanded tournaments, more games. If you haven't seen that exposed already, you're seeing it already. So I guess you could just never have too many players, isn't it? It's dark at this moment in time. And there was something I wanted to do, yeah. You lot keep your thoughts coming. Let me make a timestamp. Big up to you lot who actually watch my or actually pay attention to the community tabs. Because a couple of days ago, I've just asked you lot, like, what's your concerns around the football club, man? I don't ask you lot enough. So I just really and truly, I want to know you lot's thoughts in it. So you can get some in. Obviously, if you're in the chat, smash the like button, all those good things. But David has said, well, in fact, specifically, what have I said? Oh, yeah. What are your concerns about Arsenal moving forward? How do you feel about the club, players, etc.? Want to make a video reacting to your guys' thoughts? Well, here we are at this moment in time. David Lolo, big up yourself. I'm not concerned. It was a very tough fixture list. Sunderland away third, Chelsea second, Villa third. Man City has tough fixtures ahead. We've performed well and we're in every game. A kindly reminder to all fans, we are both top of the Premier League and Champions League tables. Be happy, smile, and be very proud of this team. Conflicted reading that. Because you're not lying. You're not lying. You can be proud of the team. We want to be proud in May because it's not about having a good season. It's about capping that off. You is right about the fixture calendar list. Everyone's got to play everyone twice. Every Premier League club could probably look at a schedule where they've obviously got a run of games. Obviously, in comparison to some other clubs, and everybody's got tough games. The way our season has panned out, the games we've had to play, maybe on one hand, you've got them out the way early. Maybe on another hand, we're going to get a kind of clean run, even though, if I'm honest, I wouldn't describe the December period as a clean run. There's some clean games, especially as respectfully, the way Wolves defended against Manchester United on top of everything that they've been doing so far. Mikel Arteta players, we have to be respectful to Club Brugge. Don't you dare not get 3 points at the Emirates and a convincing win. No, I don't typically do that. I need goals. I need optimism. Gyökeres, if you ain't been bagging, go bag. Anybody who's got anything around them in the attacks, go and bag. I need my clean sheet, and most importantly, I need the 3 points. And Club Brugge, we can rest people. December, we've got Pafos, but within the next 2 months, Inter's there, Villa again, Liverpool, for example, etc., etc. Being top in the Champions League obviously allows us to be able to rotate. It shows we've got a platform. Because when it's all said and done, the good, bad, and the ugly of Arsenal, what we hope to achieve in May, we need to get back on that road, but we're still within a fighting chance. Couple teams are because again, you shouldn't be looking at other people. Couple people's seasons are written off. Liverpool could turn things around and maybe just turn things around. Maybe bag a domestic couple, not. Miracles do happen in life. I don't know for the Premier League, but you could argue their seasons are write-off. It's not how it's supposed to go. On top of winning the Prem, all of the players that they brought in, it's collapsed. It's collapsed on the football field. It's collapsed individually. Van Dijk stinking up the place. Isak stinking up the place. Salah stinking up the place. We could be like that. Or we could be a lot better. So it is what it is. And to be fair, away from the whole Salah, Carragher, Liverpool's form, obviously it's not just Slot, but Slot spent peas. I'm not one of them guys, but I just want to say, if Arsenal had a player like Mohamed Salah, and if we spent 100, because Gyökeres is killed for less than that. If we had a player like Mohamed Salah, or Mikel Arteta had a player like Mohamed Salah, and we spent the exact same figure on Isak, and they weren't banging goals and bagging week in, week out. I know the language. And he is right. We have had some tough games, but again, the flip side of that is, and I know you can't win every game. I know some Arsenal fans get a bit giddy like that, really, because there's a section of us that are proud of our team, proud of what we're doing, but there has been concerns from the start of the season, and you can't win every game, but you can't not look back in hindsight. I think, City, we should have won at the Emirates. Liverpool, we should have got a point at Anfield. We should have, great free kick, more the sequences of play. Sunderland, he's right. We played them at a sweet moment, but at the end of the day, we were 15 minutes away. And we like to say we're the best Premier League and Champions League defensive side in world football. Whatever is done in the last 90 minutes in that game, that's your business. You're 15 minutes away from home at the Stadium of Light from getting 3 points. We didn't do that. Why is that the case? Many other external factors, but isolated to the variables that can be controlled or condensed to the point of We've got players out there. They've got players out there. I think there was more to give in the Villa game. I think we could have got a lot more. And I'm putting all this at the gaffer. Chelsea were down to 10 men. Yeah, we're coming off a rough schedule and stuff, but well, I'm not being funny. We didn't know the exact way schedule was going to turn out and all these things, but we want to be a team that aspires to win prems and beats teams, whether they're top of the table, whatever, difficult away grounds, win trophies. We know how much games are in football. What are we crying about? Really? Great question, though, man, or talking point. Dan, I believe, Dan W. We're a Declan Rice injury away from a crisis, and I mean that when Saliba and Gabriel fit as well. You know what? I hate myself for it. I don't want to consign to the crisis stuff, and God forbid, but if that was the case and that does happen, there's no crime. We need to get on with it because these are things that could happen. But I must admit, I'm with him, you know. That is the one injury, folks. Like Declan Rice being out, it's like I need a miracle in it, and I don't think there's at my football club. I don't think there's no suitable replacement. Like there are different things you could do, but we can't lose everything Rice does on the football field: defending, scoring, set pieces, defend, like everything, long throws even. And it's more the knock-on effects because for me, you might as well play Zubimendi as a 6 and Odegaard as a rotating 8s because. And there will be times you have to box clever, but I'm not trying to see Marino in the left 8 with Zubimendi on a consistent basis. I'm not trying to see Kai Havertz there, like with the greatest of respect on a consistent basis. You might win a game or two, like Madrid. It's mad to say, but you might have a great night out or two, like against Madrid. But ultimately, you end up where you end up, man. So yeah, big up everyone. What's Kay said here? Injuries are more injuries. That's the main thing at the moment. I mean, that's he's entitled to his concern. Okay, Collistan, striker is my main concern, but I'm hopeful Gyökeres will bed in and start vibing with the team. It feels like one piece still missing at the moment because it is. We've got a couple. We all know Marino can do a thing. You could argue when and if and when Kai Havertz is fit, that's his spot. Jesus will get a cup game or two through the middle. We're badly hoping it works out for Gyökeres. And it felt like there was, you know what the annoying thing about Gyökeres, because there were still concerns, don't get it twisted, but it felt like there was a bit of settling in now. We're moving on, and then bang, his injury happened in it essentially, and you're kind of back to square one. They have a Martin Odegaard problem. There is scope for one of Odegaard or Eze. There's scope for both of them to play. You know, in terms of Eze playing left wing and Odegaard, that can work in games. But Arteta didn't box smart. It weren't the game for that. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. It weren't the game. You know, and again, we know there's injuries. We know how you take couple players or a player out, especially when the season is what it is now. You do see those knock-on effects or a team playing like they're missing these players. Eze was in a great moment. I'm not going to lie. I don't think Eze was setting the world alight. Great stuff against Bayern Munich. Definitely set the world on fire. Well, set Tottenham's world on fire with that hat-trick. But some Arsenal fans, got to be honest, some of them were saying he's a left winger. We need Odegaard back. I do think Mikel Arteta to a degree is going to live or die by what he does with or without, well, with Odegaard and Eze, or with one of the, without one of them, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, man, therefore, good problem to have, if I'm honest. Rice and Zubi are leggy, facts, says Special. Give them a break and we are good. All tough games are pretty much done. Okay, I was with you until I saw this. Only away to City left and maybe Everton. Nah, I can't lie. You should be able to get away without Rice or Zubimendi against Wolves. But blood, 3 points, they need to play. And even that, like, you know, football's decided in both ends. And we've seen all our attackers injured. And as a result, they're a bit out of sorts now. Don't need to tell you about the defensive ranks. But the game's played in the middle of the park. You lose Rice, you lose a lot. Because we've lost a lot without Gabriel, Magalhaes, and Saliba. Credit to the people that have come in. It's more, simply put, how we build from right down the other end of the net. And it did feel like against Chelsea, Arteta was on this. I'm not really going to try a new kind of system. I'm just going to kind of double down on this kind of thing. So there is that. But the midfield, Zubi looks spent. Rice looks spent. Knock-on effect. Kaya said, need an 8 and a left forward. We can't let the other guys be good again without extending and reminding people of the gap. Yeah, we definitely need an 8 and a left forward. Injuries, enough said, fair enough. I'm not too concerned about the men's team, but I'm concerned that in this mini crisis we are having, we can't turn to academy products at the back. Our academy needs to improve. Listen, Max Dowman, Reece, Max Dowman, Saka, the list goes on. All the players that are here or not here, Haaland speaks for itself. But come on, there's clearly a bias towards attackers, isn't it, people? It clearly is that. So this is where, you know, if we had our very own little Archipong like they got at Chelsea, someone that could just come and plug a gap, that is something we're probably missing. I'm not concerned. I'm just hoping the injuries stop after Mascara comes back. I hope Arsenal players gel better. as the injured players come back. Fair play, man. Players are injured, rotation by force. Don't forget, people, it's watch along settings tomorrow. It's something in the grass at Arsenal or water that's causing all these injuries. Even under Wenger, the rate the team suffered injuries was madness. But even that, because again, no two seasons are the same, but just a lazy view. It's like you lot have seen last season, this year, we're kind of in the same realm despite investing. And to be honest, even when you look beyond the fact that we brought in 8 players and we went into the season with everyone fit, a lot of these players were coming off the back of heavy seasons coming into this season. A couple of people were touch and go in pre-season, like Magalhaes, Timber, Calafiori, Benjamin White, even Timber. I said him twice. He is that good. The list goes on. Do you think there's an agenda against Salah because he's African? No, I just think there's an agenda against Mohamed Salah by Jamie Carragher, man. Use the squad wisely. Need everyone available so he can go far in the PL Champs, FA and League Cup. No excuses. Facts. Where would you say Arsenal's best starting 11 ranks in the Prem against other teams' best 11? Second minimum, innit? Because it's as good as it's got for us in the last couple of years. Everyone out right now has one of these injuries. Knee, groin, knee, back. Bar Trossard with an ankle injury. Damn. Hope you've been going easy on the yak, my brother. Marcel, you're shameless, but Liverpool are going to be back losing. Don't think I haven't seen you commenting on my YouTube videos. Don't think I don't see why you're giddy and whatnot. Bro, he's excited. He's excited, man. He's actually, big in mind, he's the most shameless man out of everybody here. Get the likes up. Respect DG's hustle for the late night stream. You're far too kind, CS. Respect you lot's late night hustle because you don't need to be here. So I appreciate you lot. But yeah, should we see what else is here? Had no concerns last week. Now we're all screaming, let's get through Christmas and see where we're at. We seem to be made of glass at the moment. Would be looking at our players and what is the reason for the injuries. 3 centre-backs with long-term non-contact injuries couldn't write up. Big up Rob, hey, because he's here and he's in the comments. I love my club and support the squad, but have some concerns. Injuries, rotation, and rest. Facts. Some of the gaffer's decisions, players not scoring, and some inconsistent play. Facts. Not feeding the ball to Gyökeres more. Double facts. Not taking advantage of opportunities to get distance in the table standards. Fair enough, lad. Like, facts. An injury to Rice or Raya could tank the season. Both almost irreplaceable. I don't like Arteta. Damn. Zubi lacks physicality and the ability to play under pressure in big away games. Man U, Liverpool, Sunderland, Chelsea, Villa, and Arteta won't give Norgard a chance. What I would say with Zubamendi, you need to learn at your G, but you need to learn a bit quicker, like, because like, you're a thinkers man's footballer. You come from Spain, like, the games are mad here. They're illogical. They make no sense. I do think he struggled when it's just like to be fair, sometimes the whole team struggled when it's it's just an end-to-end thing. And those they have come in some of the big games, really. Did well against City, where we was on top. Well, weren't the worst against United. Made the free kick against Liverpool. But again, the whole team was thinking up the joint. Big test against Sunderland, I would say. Chelsea underwhelming. Villa, the whole team's knackered. But I do think it's more speed of thought and just adapting to the league, because then you flip it. Bayern Munich, you were on it. Atletico Madrid, you were on it. So yeah, man. Gyökeres ain't good enough. He might not be, but it's way too early. My biggest concern is the manager and the diabolical decisions he makes when it matters the most. Fair enough, man. All I can say to the gaffer is he's going to have to prove you wrong. And if he can't, boy, I don't know what to say, lad. You know, I just can't protect you from what some individuals are going to say, and it might not be without claim. So, yeah, man, let's see what else is going on. Declan was one of 3 Arsenal stars absent from training ahead of their Premier League clash with Club Brugge. Trossard, Saliba also missed out in the final session before the squad travelled to Belgium. There's no point reading this article, though, because we are going to go over the press conference, but don't want to see that. And there's something in the water for real. Max Dowman suffers injury and will be out for weeks. It's part of the journey. At some point when you play in this level and in the position that he plays and the manner he plays, it was going to happen. It could have been worse. Well, thank the Lord that it weren't worse, man. But he is right about that. And you would imagine probably because Max Dowman's probably out, Gabriel Jesus has actually been registered for the Champions League. Surely, I don't think he'd start. Stranger things have happened. But surely he gets his first minutes of the season tomorrow. Like, what would you lot start in 11 be? I can't lie, I'm not resting Raya. I hear it. Some people want to give Kepa opportunity. Raya is playing for me. Ben White is playing for me. Ben White's going centre half. Timber, you're going right back. Hincapia, you're going left. You're going centre half. I can't lie. Calafiori, you're going to play because Lewis Kelly. Well, to be fair, a part of me wants to give Lewis Kelly 2 games this week. You might as well just play him today. because he has looked like when he's coming, he's looked a bit rusty. So coming tomorrow, well, you know what I mean? Coming to the side tomorrow, shake the wing rust out. You're playing against Wolves. So yeah, Raya, I think I said Raya, Hincapié, Ben White centre half, Timber right back, Miles Lewis Skelly left back. Left wing Noni, right wing Saka, Wanyeri, even though I know it's not gonna happen. Wanyeri in the Odegaard role. Odegaard left 8. Zubamendi and Gyökeres. But we're not gonna see that. Marino's probably started. You probably do. You know what? If I had to gamble, if I actually had to bet, Gyökeres through the middle, Marino in the left 8, Odegaard starts again, Zubamendi starts. I actually think Eze be benched for the game, you know, because he's had a lot of minutes and it's not really that deep, if I'm honest with you. So I actually still think Madueke, and I go with Saka, and then I'd actually keep the back 5 how I had it, people, or probably White remains right back, Timber centre half. So it all depends, man. Arteta on Jesus return and Dowman injury. Oof. First of all, for Max, unfortunately, he picked up an injury last weekend and he had to come off. So he did some scans and he's going to be out for 4 weeks. When have you seen Mikel Arteta actually say something like that? We need to zoom in. We need to zoom in. Gaffer, this is the first time, and maybe I'm lying, but this is the first time they've asked you, and you could be capping, your reputation precedes you, but they've asked you how long, like what happened, and you slightly unprovoked said he'll be out for 4 weeks. When it's everybody else, I don't know. I can't believe it. All right, fair enough, Gaffer. Fair enough. He's going to be out, unfortunately, for 4 weeks. And then we have the situation of Gabby Jesus, who were expected to be training with us by the end of December. Gabby has been pushing every single day, and he kept telling everyone, I'm going to be earlier, and he's done it. So thanks to his work and all the work that the medical staff have done in all these months, and we had the possibility to make a swap there, and we've done it. So that's alluding to the fact Max Dowman's out for 4 weeks. Jesus is ahead of schedule, but he'll take his registration. You'd imagine, yeah, essentially. Yes, one side you see Max and the situation, and the other you see the joy and how happy Gabby is to be back in the Champions League. The manager also provided an update on 3 other players who have not made the trip to Belgium: Declan Rice, William Saliba, and Leandro Trossard. Declan was ill. He was quite sick after the game. He has not traveled with us. You're lying, man. That's you can't bring that ill one with me. That's Declan is finally getting left at home. You know, stranger things have happened. I need you against Wolves, but that's told me, yeah, he's got diarrhea. He can't come into work today. The first time we can actually, even Arteta, I actually have to rest Declan Rice. Stay at home, not even a travel thing. Look after your kid. Get some food with the missus and watch the game for probably the only time in your Arsenal career from your house, people. William is still not available. I'm getting a bit nervous, you know what I mean? Like, Arteta, he's a couple of weeks. Because Arteta, you keep saying, it's like when I link my brethren, I keep saying, I'm there in 10 minutes. I'm there in 10 minutes. You keep saying this about Saliba. I'm like, oh, yeah, a couple of weeks, little minor. We're not taking the risk. Said this time ago, man. As long as he's there against Wolves. But yeah, William is not available and Leao isn't available. He picked up another knock in an area where they had an issue. And I don't expect that it's going to be long. But unfortunately, he cannot be here. Expect the unexpected. He's picked up another knock in the area where they had an issue. So is that a recurrence? Is it just another knock in the same place? I don't know, but I'm getting a bit nervous generally. On the reaction to defeat at the weekend, it was strange because we haven't lost that many. 1 in 18 and everybody's moving mad. But don't get it twisted, man. He's up 3-3, he's up with the 80. We only lost 1 in 80, and it does feel like a daydream, but it's all right, man. That one's for Marcel. It was strange because we haven't lost that many, which Marcel can't relate to. That is a moment as well to reflect and have some perspective about what we're doing. First of all, when you look at the reaction of the players when they're on the floor and in pain, and what I felt in that moment in the end, you don't know how much they put in and how much they want it. It is difficult, but as well, it is a reflection of who we are and what we want to get. And this has to help us be a better team, to learn the lesson, to value what we're doing. First of all the difficulties that we've had at the start of the season, where we are in both the Prem and Champs is where we want to be. And it is time that we have to learn every single day that the margins are very, very small. Facts. Don't think anyone could disagree with that. Love your channel and insights. Thanks for representing us. See, appreciate you, man. What a nice message. One love, man. DG said, start Noni over his boy Nelly. Agendas, go back your Reggie. I'll be so real. I completely forgot about Martinelli. Martinelli, then I cannot lie. Martinelli, can you blame me? I actually completely forgot about Martinelli. Absolutely forgot about Martinelli. Yeah. Saka go on the bench. Noni go right wing. Martinelli go through the middle. Saka can come off the bench though. On how good it is to have a game soon after. Absolutely. Especially when you play a competition like the Champions League and how much we want to continue to do the job that we've started in the first 5 games. Ooh, I Gaffer start Norgard tomorrow as well. Completely random. Get him in the team, man. I don't remember what I said for the lineup, but get him in the side. We are going to have our opening match against an opponent that has been very, very good. They have a new manager, and a new manager always brings new energy and new ideas. True, coupled with the fact that we are going away from home, is Arteta going to go stronger? He's gone stronger for less. Remember when we battered PSV? He still went out there with the big boys. So I don't think even he has to hear that I have to rotate and things. But maybe he's like, we might not get the rotation we think we're getting. So we have to be prepared for that as well. And tomorrow we have to show again that we are right at the top and be better than the opponents in this game. Bearing in mind, I swear it was only a couple of weeks ago, rightly or wrongly, did Pep Guardiola not make 10 changes in the Champions League and his team got slapped? So you can't really mess around. Smash the like, and Rob will buy everyone in the chat the Arsenal whole shirt allegedly. Don't drop him in the water like that. Smash the like on the way out, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss streams or uploads. Need someone physical in midfield. Slap Norgard then, man. My girl died. Damn, apologies for that being your username, RIP, but appreciate you, my boy. I'd rather play Calla left centre back. Hincapié ain't it at left centre back. Hincapié is cool, man. I know what you mean. Yes, against Villa, him and Timber, no one was governing how they needed to govern. He was kind of just in his own realm. You're acting. Hincapié is calm, man. He's moving like a slyer, prestige Gabriel Paulista. But I like him, man. He's a savage. I like him. Calafiori probably start. Calafiori will probably start. But the reason why I would start Miles Lewis-Skelly 2 games in a week is just sometimes coming to the side, he's looked a bit right. Well, to be fair, he looked good early in the season. But of late, Russell, 2 games quickly. Calafiori's back after that. Calafiori even gets a week off against Everton. And even looking into next week, like no midweek game for a minute. But yeah, I think we've gone over this as well, people. Yeah, we have read the Jesus and thing. We've also gone through that. On Club Brugge having a new manager. Obviously, you look at all the games and analyze the manager and their identity. Obviously, the last performance they had was in the Champions League and the domestic competition. In the afternoon, we got the news they have a new manager, so we have to adapt. It's not the first time that we're facing this situation. So, okay, we have to think about what possibilities are and look at the past. We have to focus much more on what we have to do. We have to be able to adapt in relation to what they do, as we said, in terms of their formation and the players that they're going to pick. Then we have to focus on ourselves, what we have to do better than them, on how frustrating the injuries are. Really? I'll tell you, you should have just not answered that, man. Yeah, big one. I mean, losing Max again. So Max had 2 injuries. What's going on? It's obviously not ideal with Leao, who's just coming back, but we have to manage the minutes. Willie is not there. Why? We've not got Big Gabby, and we have other players that they could only play certain minutes. Like, for example, Calafiori the other day. Oi, social, but you want a blood Calafiori? But it's a situation that we have managed since the beginning of the season. We are in December, so it's been almost 5 months in a remarkable way, and we're going to continue. On the reasons behind it, not training, no, because we don't have time to train. So training is not there. But obviously the fact that you are missing players, you are loading other players more. That is a consequence of that. And it's really dangerous. The fact that we have some others who have long-term contracts that haven't been with us since the beginning of the season. But yeah, it's a test for the team. So far, we have reacted very well to that. And I'd also say as well, people, did you not see Tomiyasu's finally got a club? Big him up. I think he's about to sign a short-term deal at Ajax. Is it too late to get him on a deal at least until Jan? Probably get injured by then. Big up Tommy though, man. I think we've gone over that with Max as well. On whether he will look to buy players in January, you know he's not going to answer this straightforward. He's probably talking about meetings and that. At the moment, we're just focused on bringing the players back, and hopefully it'll be a matter of weeks. We know how important these weeks are going to be. We are going to come into the period where a lot of things start to get defined in that period, and hopefully we're going to have them. Gaffer, players, you know what you need to do. On Norgard's involvement, which has he been involved enough, people? You lot are probably asking why I asked that. I'm trying to be interactive, man. Yes, but I'm really happy with how he's come to the club, especially with him and everything that we needed him to do in many areas. Not only on the pitch, but what he has to do, he excels in a manner that we expect. I think it's similar to Ben White or Miles Lewis-Skelly. They haven't played so much as expected, but they're very positive. On if he would choose one player to never get injured. I'll leave that to you. I think you guys will enjoy that conversation. Everybody. On whether this is a set of fixtures where he can rotate. We try the best players in the conditions to perform at the highest level. For example, Yokere's injury, we are missing 2 games. Without Victor, every time he's come back without a pre-season and at some point gets injured. Mikel Merino had to do that role because Leao wasn't fit or Martinelli wasn't fit. Did he have to do it because they weren't fit? You could see Mikel on the weekend. He needed some help because he was out of gas. But when DG says this, so that's the consequence of not having another player. The good thing, again, is the way we have managed so far to do that. We now have, after this, a clean week, which we haven't had for many, many weeks since the beginning of the season, excluding international breaks. On having the second most injuries in the Premier League, in which I've got a video coming out tomorrow at some point, kind of around this. I think you have to separate the kind of injuries that they have. Some have been long-term and acute injuries. What's that acute thing mean? Especially with some of the players who give you a lot of days out. It's something that we are constantly looking at. As I said, we have played a lot of games with a lot of players missing. That gives a lot of stress. And then more injuries. Apologies, I'm reading 2 things at once. We're on it. I'm really happy with what we are doing in terms of the medical stuff and everything that we are trying to do together. Sometimes as well, we do need some people to go in our time. I'm not quite sure what that means, but yeah. Our lack of backup for Rice is a big concern for me. We need to sign another great midfielder in Jan, or just a competent one, because we might not be able to get a Declan Rice, but if Declan Rice was 10 out of 10, you must be able to a humble 6 out of 10. Specifically, I think we're missing a physical midfielder. Whether Rice is dying forward, doing the 8 thing and everything, starting as a 6 and doing everything, we don't really have that. To be fair, I know he's a bit older, but I would have equated a lot of that to Norgard at Brentford. I don't know about Arsenal, maybe recency bias. Even him, like, as much as I'm asking him to play tomorrow, he is going to look, there's going to be elements that are going to be rusty. And then come the last half hour, this is when you do get a bit of cramps and sores and whatnot. So the annoying part of the season, because of what's going on, it's not only one season, it's about some players that they have played. It starts to get overload and you start to ask them again and again to play. But others, because as well, the moment that you have an injury, you're more likely to have another one. That's been a consequence of some of the states as well. We're on it. On whether players have been overtrained, no, because we don't train. Today we done 20 minutes. So it's probably not because we were overtrained players, because of the fixture calendar list at this moment. We're not going to be training like that. It's more recovery sessions and tactical drills. Yeah, we have to continue to manage his minutes. He played 45 minutes the other day. Let's see how he goes tomorrow. That was when discussing Mr. Yokeres, people. On Rice, I think that he needed more of a bed than sunshine because he wasn't feeling good at all. So, yeah, he'll have a couple of days to rest to get his body right. But today already he was very keen to be able to play, but unfortunately he's not. Gaffer's capping, man. You know he weren't rolling today, which is the one time we can give this man a full day off. We're absolutely doing that. Sorry, people. You lot get onto me and do the tab police stuff, but doing all right. A really dangerous circle. Arteta on injuries. Have we missed something? Oh, it's a really dangerous circle with that one. And again, we know about the fixture calendar list, people, but like no one's coming to save us. No one's going to change that. It is what it is. Martinelli, I can't find his pre-game comments, people, but there was something in the Metro. He praised, obviously, Gabriel Jesus returning from injury. So hopefully we can do a thing, man. Hopefully. Apparently, you know, the German press have been describing Albert Sambi Lokonga as a bargain signing. So long may that continue. We have discussed the Max Dowman thing. What's this? What was that top headline? Semenyo tempted by 3 clubs, including Arsenal, as Spurs face another Eze transfer heartbreak. I mean, if Arsenal actually move for Donny, that is. Tottenham face a fight to convince Semenyo to join them from Bournemouth. Semenyo, 25 years of age, release clause in his contract, which would allow him to leave before January the 10th, people. For how much? For 65 million. Spurs are one of a clutch of clubs showing major interest in the winger. He has 6 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League. Sunsport understands Semenyo would be hesitant to join the North Londoners, just as he was in the summer when Spurs were keen to buy him. He obviously signed a new deal at Bournemouth. Apparently has interest from Arsenal, or the table toppers, Arsenal, Liverpool, City. So yeah, man, Liverpool in particular could ramp up their interest, obviously owing to what's going on with Mr. Mohamed Salah. 14 games, 18 chances, 6 goals, 3 assists. Kind of in a bit of a boil, but I think his form this year so far is kind of correlated with Bournemouth kind of taking a slump, if that makes sense. I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but, you know, January will signal the FA Cup. We've been drawn against Portsmouth in the 3rd round, people. So I hope we're there to witness that. Paul Scholes has been talking about Arsenal and he feels we're our own worst enemies, people. You know what? Why would I even bother on this channel reading Paul Scholes? As I said, Tommy Yasu could be going to Ajax, so big him up ×2 for that one. Arteta fears Arsenal trophy hunt could be hindered by injuries. What did he specifically say about that? You lot done me. I actually thought he gave a separate interview. So you just, mate, same old comments from the press. A January bid from Arsenal for Elche midfielder Rodrigo Mendoza is possible if you believe Ben Jacobs, people. We were linked with him aggressively a few weeks ago. Seems like it's reared its heads, and it will probably be there, all throughout January. Apparently, the interest was confirmed by Romano. Ben Jacobs has said it's possible Arsenal make a move for the 20-year-old in the January window, having pivoted their transfer approach from signing ready-made first teamers to younger players, but in particular is a fan of Mendoza. Yes, something could be possible here. There's a release clause set at 20 million euros, which is about 17.5 million pounds. Several clubs, including Arsenal, have been scouting the player in October and November in particular. So there could be a possibility that offers come for the Elche player in the winter market. Surprise Coleman says Fabregas is not in for him. There's also interest from both Italy, so it could be, and La Liga as well. But from Arsenal's point of view, having done a major revamp in several positions in the summer window, what they are now looking to do is add some younger players for the future. That could be players who are part of the first team plans and squad. An example of that is obviously Mascara, who's done well recently, but could also be kind to players that bed in and take a season or two to develop before getting significant first team opportunities. Can't forget, we obviously got the Ecuadorian twins. What Arsenal and Berta in particular like about Mendoza is that he offers power and height in the center of the park. He has excellent tactical acumen as well. This is a player that can really be an engine room of a side and is possibly one of both for the future and the present. Sounds like cap to me. We've been linked with someone that's playing in Croatia. I can't tell you about him, but apparently Arsenal have held talks or initial discussions over a potential move for Tony Fruk as the Croatian midfielder's rapid rise with HNK Rijka, forgive me, begins to draw sustained interest from major European clubs. Apparently he's 24 years of age, people. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Arsenal need to sell a valuable player due to financial rules, and United are ready to capitalize. Who are they interested in? Who are you lot interested in? Ranieri. United interested in Ranieri. Hey, man, it's all nonsense. Don't forget the most important slide that we've seen is tomorrow, live from 7 p.m. An hour before kickoff, as you guys know already. It will be watch along business. DG, do you have a tab on that physio that left? What's the story on that? Only caught it in passing. I'm not really informed. Apparently, he's gone to start his own venture. One love to yourself, Lion, man. Thankfully, Rice is resting. Need to rest many players and hope Saliba's back soon. Not Wolves. Maybe Ocares needs to get up to speed. No, God, Tess. I hear it. Yeah, he said before we don't do training like that when the fixture list gets like this. So then what's going on? Maybe we need to start doing the training thing then. Does everyone get notifications does everyone get notifications? I mean, to us, because as Robert said, make sure you got your notifications on for the watch along. People don't rely on YouTube. How do you deal with other Arsenal fans who seem angry with Arteta and have agendas at times? Don't mean to be rude, but it does annoy me. Just want the club to win. We can't sack out Arteta, so what's best? Arteta's not going anywhere, so we need to find a way to salvage this season if you want to go as far as that. And you know what? Everyone's allowed their opinions, because I tend to just listen and intersect with people that have informed opinions. And I don't mean you have to think Arteta is the best thing since sliced bread. You can actually want him sacked. For me, it's about how you eloquate yourself in it, or how you convey yourself in it. All the effing and blinding thing is dead. I don't think you can get mad about that. Unfortunately, rightly or wrongly in life, everyone's allowed their opinion. Hear them out. If they say something you agree with, obviously you can add that. If not, keep moving, man. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what they say, man. Ignorance is bliss. Whoever made that weren't lying. Listen, whatever gets them to smash the like button, I'm going with it. Nathan, you're far too kind. Liverpool finally got a win in the Champions League. Shouldn't have left Salah home alone. Damn. And you know what? Slot might as well do the shameless thing and said, you know what? If I was Slot, I might be, because Salah wants to do too much. When they ask me about Salah, I might start acting and saying, you know what? It was a tactical decision. We got other players with other qualities. I felt they were the better options. I think these that have been training better. I'd be acting. If the bridge is burnt, might as well just start acting now, man. I can't lie. You might as well. What have you got to lose, man? Chelsea lost as well. Chelsea pack amazing. They kicked that guy at the club. Probably. DG, if you were Burton could sign one backup for Rice, who would it be? Whether that be a player already proven or a gem nobody knows about. They're not like for like, but Smith from AZ Alkmaar. He's a sentiment that comes to mind. Hit the like. See, come on, man. Like, you just gotta air it, man. Because you know what? You're on YouTube, and I appreciate you being here and everyone. Not gonna lie, you know what you're gonna wherever people are gonna get what they want in it. If you want to go find the effing and blinded and shouting thing, they're gonna go do that. If they want to hear balance, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do whatever in it. Like at some point, we all need to be in charge of our own headspace, in it. You get where I'm going, man. Big up yourself, though, man. You just gotta let them say what they're gonna say, man. And just hope we can win, so we can shut up every Arsenal fan, because nobody wants trophies more than us, and shut up the world, if I'm honest with you lot, people. But with that, just shy of midnight, there's no point keeping you lot up, man. So yeah, tomorrow, obviously, be here for the watch along 7 p.m. Make sure your notification bell's on, because there's always vids. Appreciative to having all of you lot tuned in. We're out, man. Always